Okay, hey y'all, this is Jennifer again, and I'm coming on here. I just recorded a whole probably 20, 15, 20 minute video and didn't even press play. But this time I did. So I'm coming on here hashtagging this gang stalking that I've been going through for the past 6 years since I moved to Fort Worth, Texas. I moved to Fort Worth, Texas between the years of 2019 to 2020, somewhere around up in there. And I moved in apartment 4303, 4304 in Broadmoor Apartments. And they had 2800 Thorson Lane, Fort Worth, Texas 76116. So with me moving in, I didn't know nobody, nobody knew me. And I was pretty adamant about that. I know that for sure. So moved into that Pacific apartment like a couple of days before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving went fine. Had friends over. Christmas was good. Uh, the first of the year come in, and I'm noticing just strange little things. And the first thing I heard was this girl voice, who I know to be Andrea, come from out the refrigerator. Out of my refrigerator now, I just heard a voice, random. And it said, she got a lot of white people food in her refrigerator, and I'm thinking I'm tripping you know, because I thought I was. So from that day forward, um, let me go back a little bit. This had to happen after she stole my Spectrum equipment from in front of my house, well, in front of my door. It was a self-install router and channel boxes and stuff, self-installed kit that you get from Spectrum. Well, I didn't know Spectrum had delivered it. Ain't no telling when they had delivered it. I just know the folks that stayed in 4303, which is Andrea, Kim, Tony, Jackie, Mona, Lisa, Calvin, all them. I knew that they had stolen it, and Andrea Bryant. She's the executor. She's the one that's doing this shit. She's the one when she stole my identity, using my social. That name Andrea Bryant was on that the Google One deep dark web search. That name Andrea Bryant appeared on several of my identifying information. You know, so I just kind of put two and two together. She even changed my name off of my bill and put whatever name on there. You know, so when Andrea stole my boxes from in front of my door, you can tell you how coward this pussy is. She stole my box from in front of my door. She copied down what she wanted to copy down, and then she had her mama to knock on my door and ask was it mine, or ask who I am, or say, "Huh, she's like she's doing a good favor." But her mama knew at that exact moment. Her mom, which is probably about six, I'm 46, so the mama came. I don't know how old the bitch is, and I'm talking about the mama now, because Andrea is 40, and I'm 46. And imagine this has been going on for a long time. She started this when she was about 35. Well, she started doing this to me when she was about 35, 36. In years in the past. So the bitch is 40. So at this time, her mama bought the boxes just like that back over to my house, and said something to the extent of "Hi, are you Jennifer? This yours?" So her mama knew that I was getting ready to be deceived, and I often think back. To that day. Had not taken them boxes, had not been so naive. Because all it took for me was to take the boxes inside of my house and plug them up, and bam, once I plugged it in, she could see all my information was transferred to her using technology. All of my information, and it starts with the phone number. So the phone number had so much identifying information attached to it that that's all she really needed. The phone number and my address, and the phone number often has an email attached to it too. So once she got to see my phone number, which was 940-442-2122, she got to see everything up under that. Everything. And they've been doing this for years. I even heard the boy that's over there, Tony, he got dreads. I heard him say, "Jennifer think that's all her." I know now it's not. So you know how many people they've done this to, and it is actually real. They ruined your life because they ruined mine. I was homeless behind this girl. She's tore up cars. She's taking emails, school accounts. You know, she don't mess with no finances. She'll just she'll just take my, you know, like my cash app, because she's hacked the phone and cloned my phone, so she'll take the cash out and change the password on it or something. And then once I took my because I was going to take my car to trade it in, so once I go try to trade my car in, and the man pulled up cash app on his computer, you know, by right then I got my cash out back from her because she was too scared to let somebody else know what they were doing. You know, and her exact words were, she can have her cash out because I don't want them to know where you at. Bitch, I know where you at, and bitch is my fucking cash out. You stupid, ignorant bitch. Girl, it just thinks, I mean, just thinking about it pisses me off to the point where she thinks that she's God. You know, they already doing remote neural monitoring because I'm in Austin, Texas. They're still in Fort Worth, still in the same place, in the same apartment, doing the same thing with the same computer, just different folks. You know, still doing this shit. So, you know, it's things like that. She didn't stole my identity, so I had to put my freeze my social. You know, I'm talking about, it's one thing after another since I've been dealing with these people. And I know it's coming to an end because ain't nothing else left for her to do. She done already got my privacy. She done already took my peace. You know, my constitutional rights, my human rights, my civil rights, all those have been violated. I'm talking about severely. Because ain't nobody sitting over there watching them do what they do, but they sit back 24 hours a day and want to criticize and comment on what I do. And then when I start calling them out and talking about retaliation, and then they get real mad. And then that's when the insults really hit. Like this a one-sided show or something. No, bitch, you going to get out what you put in. You're going to get out exactly what she put in. And you know what? I done told the FBI twice. I've told Austin Police Department. I've told Fort Worth Police Department. You know, when I threw gasoline on their door for them to stop watching me, you know what they did? Call the police. And her hopes were to get me thrown in jail. That didn't even happen. They took me to JPS for 6 hours. And when I got back from JPS, you know what I saw? I saw Kim wiping down her door, getting all the gasoline off her door. You know, and that right there, God was like, you got to go because it ain't going to end pretty for one of y'all. And I know it, I wasn't worried about it because I don't need no whole room of folks to validate me if I know I'm doing wrong. Shit, if you want to do wrong, do it by yourself and stand on all 10 when you get caught. See, her fuck up is she want everybody to know that I can hear them. She want everybody to know what she's done to me. You know, before she tore up my 2014 Dodge Avenger, I'm talking about she did reverse head car engine. This bitch did reverse engineering on my car's head unit. Took the radio and everything. You know, left it down in Albans around Christmas time. I was already homeless. She done tore up the car. You know, she just caused so many problems in my life, you know. And it's all because I didn't want them watching me. The fuck? And now, I don't think she thought it would get this far. She thought I'd be like the rest of her victims, you know, just crawl over, turn over, and whatever, lose their mind, go in deep depression, you know. And she's probably collecting insurance payments off people because she has a lot. She got insurance policies on me and my child, you know, because she was supposed to break my car so I can be unalived or however the case may be. But she failed miserably. She failed miserably with the remote neural monitoring, with the EMF, with the RFID, with the V2K, with all of this shit that they using on me, with the BCI, you know. And it's all technology. It's all technology, you know. I have a phone. I have proof. So once the FBI do catch up with them, Andrea Bryant and her family has laid the foundation for her family to pick up the mess that she's created. And that's what this shit is called. It's like order out of chaos. It's like a psychological warfare. You know, if you didn't know or can put up with this, man, I'm telling you, it's designed to make you lose your marbles, you know? And I've already been to that space. I've already been to that depressed state, to why they doing this state, to leave me alone state, to offering them anything just to leave me alone. Why are you doing this? And they took food. In the Bible it says, when your neighbor asks for food and they're illicit in their ways, it's like pouring hot coals upon their head. and they shall burn with my consuming fire. Touch not my anointed, and do my prophets no harm. So every tear that I've cried, God has collected. Every worry that I have, He's on it. So I'm in a place now where I don't have anything that they can take anymore. I don't have a vehicle anymore. I don't have, well, I do got a place to stay, and I got legs to walk. But I said that to say, hadn't I moved to Fort Worth, I wouldn't even been enduring this. But I did move there. And moving there, I left there because who watches a person 24/7 hours a day? Who does that? And I didn't know nothing about this mess. I could care less. I could care less what the next person is doing. She could have easily knocked on my door and be like, look, I need your Wi-Fi password. Or can I use your Wi-Fi password? I would have politely said yes, or I could politely decline. Either way, I won't know how it go because she didn't give me that option. She just intruded and impostered and infiltrated my life, and then selling to overseas. You need an APK code because she's the host, and you go on the Internet of Things. She's working up under non-working group, and it's a non-profit organization that she's lying about. She running an organization. They stay right there in the projects in West Fort Worth, doing this shit in that back room, staying with her fucking mama in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. That's where they doing this shit at. She has the main server at her house, and then she probably got some plugins that she connect with. But all of them sitting right there in that little one room. And if it is a program, if they do got on recording, and if they are recording to this BCI of my reactions, it's just based on that. But I'm just saying, the gang stalking is real. Hashtag Bahamut. BAHAMUT. Hashtag Victoria Cooper. Hashtag the victorious one. Hashtag called by grace. Because those 4 people have experienced or are experiencing the same thing, and they said speak out. And hashtag this is evil. Hashtag it. This is evil. And can't nothing good come from this. You turning folks' life upside down just because you ain't been caught yet. And this crime is punishable by federal law. And they still don't understand it. I guess they ain't scared of the feds. Shit, I wouldn't be scared of the feds either, but unless hold on. Unless Zola. Hey, baby. Come on. Yeah, so unless I wouldn't be scared of the feds either, because the thing about that is the feds ain't gonna do nothing until they actually have, evidence to move. And she crashed my phone, so when I did go to the feds, I didn't have the evidence that I needed for his picture. So they just took my information down manually by hand. And mind you, she crashed the phone twice, probably more than that. Because each time I went, she crashed the phone, the day before I was supposed to go or while I'm on my way, things like that. But I did like a Google takeout on my phone, and I could show y'all a lot of stuff that's on there, But it's coming to an end because I've already been through the depression, then lost everything. God is slowly rebuilding back, And in the end, it's not gonna be good for them in the end, Because for a person to ruin somebody's life that they don't even know, try to take them out of this world from a life that they didn't even give, to be so deceptive because of technology, and you think because you got your family behind you co-signing this mess, this okay? Nah, she can't think that. Well, she may do, but she can't think that it's gonna end in the way that she suspects it's gonna end, Because her end for me was supposed to kill me in my red 2014 Dodge Avenger. And I could be scrolling through some pictures, just reminiscing or whatnot. And I can hear her tell one of her friends, there go the car that I tore up. Bitch, who does? And she says it like she's proud that she did, but she tore up the car, but she couldn't damage me. So it's not gonna keep me from speaking out. Again, her name is Andrea Nicole Bryant. She stays at 2800 Thorson Lane, apartment 4303. Fort Worth, Texas, 76116. The name of the apartments are 2900 Broadmoor Apartments. And they're in West Fort Worth. She stays on the third floor. They drive a Honda truck, probably a Nissan. I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the other two cars. Maybe one may have been a Nissan something. I think that dark blue one was a Nissan, and it's like a little maroon one. When they parked them on the back by that dumpster back there, I know because I used to stay there, and I really don't forget nothing, And she trying to make it look like it ain't her doing it. Because when I stayed in Fort Worth and I was knocking on doors, how about they put paper on the outside of their door to make it look like them about to stay there? Okay. And they watching the whole time. When they called the police on me for throwing gasoline on their door, they told the police that they mess didn't even work. Liars. And the police didn't even care about none of that. He just dropped me off at the JPS and went on about his business. He didn't say shit. He didn't give me no paper. He didn't give me no handshake. He didn't do shit. He just said, "Oh well, come on, let's go." And I went. I didn't put up no fight. I didn't do anything. I went. I put up a fight when I got up in the JPS because they were trying to stick me with something. So, and they ended up doing this, And the whole time, Andrea and her little posse still sitting there looking, knowing they didn't lie to the police. And that day, she changed the whole trajectory of my life. The whole trajectory, And she played God that day. So, it's only fair that whatever she has coming for her, it's just due to her, because she done ruined too many people's lives just over Bitcoin. Over Bitcoin. So I don't know, but I'm hashtagging these things because gang stalking is real, and it's happening. And they have destroyed my life. I'm talking about turned it upside down, and a setback and wait for you to try to react to what they've created. Problems and stuff, taking my school emails, had to do all that work over again, can watch me, anywhere I go. And but she's not gonna say anything because she knows if she turned the frequency up loud enough, other folks can hear it too. So they just turn it down to the lowest frequency, and that's why they use that BLE, that Bluetooth Low Energy. So hashtag this is really going on, and I'm gonna keep on speaking about it. Every day I get up, maybe come on here again and make another video later on today. But y'all be safe out there and just know what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and you got to stay prayed up. Psalms 91, Psalms 139, Exodus 14:14, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. They shall burn with brimstone. They shall. My God is coming like a consuming fire. But currently going through it at this moment. They see me making this video. At this moment, they can hear and see everything that goes on inside my house. At this moment, they're selling subscriptions to my life to people overseas in Ukraine and Russia, the UK, or wherever the hell they sell them to. I know it's overseas because you have to pay them in Bitcoin, and the bitch is using my PayPal to do it, And it goes deeper than that. I could tell y'all some stories that have happened over these 6 years that has caused division in my life, that has caused everything negative that I had to turn into a positive, And just make sure you keep smiling because they thrive off of seeing you lose. I think it's like this movie Death Race. Whoever gets killed first. But see, she fucked up when she didn't kill me. She knows she fucked up. And then she left her name on everything. Like she just was so sure she was gonna get that done. She killed the car. She didn't kill me. She killed a car that didn't have not even I didn't even get a chance to get a tag for my car. I just had the title to it, So she killed the car. She's made me homeless. She's taken my peace. She's done all that, and I'm steady rebuilding off of what she's taking, and she's steady coming in trying to take some more, take my sanity. I'm gonna stop getting mad. I'm gonna stop getting mad and giving my energy to that. I'm gonna find something to do. So y'all just know this shit is out here and it's real. And hashtag Andrea Bryant, Andrea Nicole Bryant. Hashtag Tony, hashtag Jackie, hashtag Kim, hashtag her 2 kids, hashtag Mona, hashtag all them folks over there, hashtag apartment 4303, goddammit. Hashtag that whole fucking shit. to let you know that that's where it started from. Because in my 40 years of living, even before I moved to Texas, I ain't never had this problem. I ain't never talked to nobody about nobody watching me. For what? For what? You know? Even when I'm working at the hospitals and things, I couldn't even keep a job because I knew it was going on, you know? And I've had some good jobs, and I had to abandon them because I have sympathy, well, not sympathy, I empathize with a lot. So if I'm knowing I'm being recorded, I can't tell the HR, you know, I can't tell anybody, but I know what's going on. The the best thing for me to do was just leave and not go back, not no harm, you know, not didn't harm anything, didn't mess up nothing, just didn't go back. Because I knew elderly people were being recorded and uploaded, you know, due to the type of work that I did, you know. Maybe somebody need ambulating, toileting, you know, a bed bath, whatever. I was in nursing school, you know, so I've done a lot of work, you know, involving children, not children, involving the elderly, you know, and just people who wasn't able at the time to help themselves. So I lended a hand, and I knew that they were watching me and they can see everything that I see. So it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair to me, and I didn't want to make it unfair to them either. If they're being in Russia watched in real time, taking a bath, and you know, there's some freaks and widows out here because they are freaks and widows for doing this shit to me, and ain't nobody do it to them. You know, I just don't. I cannot understand that analogy. Why they think it's okay to do this shit to me when they're sitting there with the person right beside them, and it's not happening to them. But they don't want to let nobody know that they're doing it to me, so they want to keep it a secret. They want to take me out of here before I untop this shit. But once I untop it, it's going to be over. Either Tony going to kill Andrea, or all of them going to end up dead. But I'm banking on Tony killing Andrea because her name is the head of everything. And see, if he get rid of her, he can go on about his business, because he gonna make it look like she did this on her own and she ain't gonna be here no more to defend herself. Because how long I don't know how long they thought they were gonna actually do this. Everything has an expiration date. It just fell apart because I the one that kept looking into it. So, and I'm looking into it on my behalf, not on nobody else's behalf. I'm talking about what happened to me. What I know this happened to me. What she signed her name on my stuff. You know, I know this happens to me. So I ain't worried about what nobody else think or anything like that. I know Andrea Nicole Bryant out of Fort Worth, Texas did this to me. I know this for a fact. It's on paper, on black and white. She's in my phone, and she ain't never had my phone physically. I ain't never had it on my phone, say, use my phone or put your name in my phone. I ain't never did nothing like that. She cloned my devices. She hacked and cloned my devices. So I got her names all in my phone. You know, where she's using my social for mobile drip, places out in Chicago, not Chicago, California, when I used to stay out there, you know. So it's just so much. But I'm finna get ready to end this, and I'm gonna come back later with I'm gonna go sit down, and I'm gonna write like a couple of events that happened. I'm gonna try to do a series where I start from the beginning and get all the way up till today. That's what I'm gonna try to do. So I'm gonna sit down. It's gonna take a while because it's been a long time coming, and things gonna change. I'm gonna get my life back. And I ain't got to worry about nobody watching me online. You know, commenting on my living situation, knowing my family dynamics. You know, because who knows who would consent to this bullshit? So it's non-consensual. It's a RICO crime, punishable by federal law. You know, and it's a psychological warfare game that they're playing, and they think that they're God, and they're not. So again, the bitch name is Andrea Nicole Bryant. She stays in 2900 Broadmoor Apartments. That's the name of the apartment, 2900 Broadmoor. The name of the street she stay on is 2800 Thorson. It's 2800 THORSON Lane, apartment 4303